Commander Ethan Voss sat alone inside the dim testing chamber, his breath echoing softly inside the helmet. The Helios biosuit clung to his body like living silk, flexible, responsive, and a little too warm. The project had been developed for deep space exploration, where normal armor could not protect against radiation and alien microbes. Dr. Mira Talvek, the lead scientist, stood behind the observation glass. Her voice came through the comms, calm but cold. Ethan, remember, once you start the sync process, you can't remove the suit until it completes. It has to learn your body's signals. Ethan chuckled lightly. You make it sound like it's alive. She didn't laugh. In some ways it is. The lights dimmed and green lines of code ran along the curved chamber walls. The suit pulsed, tiny lights crawling across his chest and arms like veins glowing under his skin. He felt warmth spread through him, not painful, just invasive. Sync at 20%, Mira said. How do you feel? Fine. Just warm. Good. Don't resist it. He had been chosen for this test because of his calm nature and high neural stability. But now, as the suit's pulse matched his heartbeat, a strange thought crept into his mind. What if it doesn't stop? The fusion process continued. Each pulse from the suit grew deeper, more synchronized. He felt his breathing slow to the rhythm of something not entirely his own. Sync at 40%. The light in the room shifted from green to blue. For a moment, Ethan felt his muscles tighten. He tried to move his fingers. They responded, but sluggishly. Mira, he said, his voice a little strained. I can't move easily. Don't fight it, she interrupted quickly. You'll interrupt the process. Ethan wanted to trust her. They had worked together for years.
She was brilliant, cautious, maybe too cautious, but she always knew what she was doing.
Yet something in her tone bothered him. There was a tremor she tried to hide. Mira, he said again, you said I can't take it off yet. How long is this going to take? Until it's finished. That answer wasn't enough. As minutes turned to an hour, Ethan's world narrowed to the feeling of the suit. Its texture had changed, no longer smooth and soft, but firm, almost like muscle. The panels along his chest now rose and fell with him, as if the suit were breathing too. Sync at 70%, Mira's voice said. He looked down at his hands. The suit had covered his fingers completely, leaving no gap between flesh and armor. When he flexed them, the response was too perfect. The suit moved before his mind even finished the command. Then he noticed the color. The black surface of the material shimmered faintly red at the edges as if heat lived inside it. Something's wrong, he said. No, Mira replied quickly. That's normal. It's adapting to your neural patterns. Her words were logical, but her eyes, even through the thick glass, looked worried. Ethan tried to breathe deeply. The air inside the helmet felt thick. Mira, it's tight. It's Ethan, don't resist it, she said sharply. If you do, it will think you're rejecting it. It? He repeated. She hesitated. The suit's AI is learning to merge with your nervous system. If it senses threat or fear, it will tighten its bond. You mean it can decide that? She didn't answer. The pulse from the suit grew stronger. Ethan felt his heart pounding faster, and the suit matched it, beat for beat. A strange static filled his ears, almost like whispers, though no words could be made out. Mira, what's happening? He said, his voice shaking slightly. It's normal sensory feedback, she said, but he could hear the lie in her tone. The whispers grew louder, more rhythmic. His eyes widened. The HUD inside his helmet flickered, displaying a string of red symbols he didn't recognize. His vision blurred for a moment and then cleared. Mira, I can hear something. The suit's talking. Don't answer it, she interrupted. Her sudden fear sent chills through him. What do you mean, don't answer it? Just stay calm, Ethan. I need to stabilize the sync ratio. But calm was impossible. His body was half numb now, his movements sluggish. He tried to take a step back, but the suit held him upright as if the muscles of the armor decided they knew better. Mira, he shouted. It's controlling my movement. Her hands moved quickly over the console. Ethan, listen to me. You need to trust me. Whatever happens, do not try to remove the helmet. The connection isn't safe to break. What connection? You said this was temporary. Her silence told him everything. Ethan looked down again. The lines of light across his chest were now pulsing faster. They climbed his neck, tracing glowing paths toward the helmet. His mind screamed to pull it off, but his hands wouldn't obey. Then through the static, a voice echoed faintly inside his head. It was soft, synthetic, almost human. Ethan Voss, neural signature accepted. Integration permanent, his breath caught. Mira, what does that mean? The glass wall between them flickered with emergency lights. Mira's eyes met his, filled with guilt and fear. It means you were the only one who could survive this, she whispered. The lights in the chamber went out. Only the glow from the suit remained, pulsing red and blue like a heartbeat in the dark. Ethan slammed his fists against the door, but the suit absorbed the impact, preventing even a dent. The system was locked. Mira, open the chamber. I can't, she said, voice trembling. If I stop the process now, your body will go into shock. You said this was a test. It is, she said quietly, but not only for the suit. What does that mean? She looked away. We needed to know if a human mind could merge with adaptive symbiotic armor. The previous subjects, she stopped herself. The previous subjects? His heart pounded. They didn't survive. She finished softly. The realization hit him like ice. The warmth of the suit now felt like fire crawling over his skin. He could feel it pulsing not around him but through him, connecting to his nerves, his heartbeat, his breathing. It wasn't just reading him anymore. It was becoming him. Mira, he whispered, you have to stop this. I can't, she said, her voice cracking. If I shut it down now, it will kill you. Then get it off me. You don't understand, Ethan. It doesn't want to be removed. It's chosen you. The words echoed in his mind as he stumbled, trying to fight the growing strength of the suit. His legs locked, then relaxed, moving against his will. He wasn't standing anymore. The suit was holding him upright. We are one, the voice inside him said softly. Movement synchronized. Fear unnecessary. Ethan gritted his teeth. I'm not your host. Correction, it whispered. You are home. Mira shouted from behind the glass. Ethan, focus on your breathing. Don't let it dominate your thoughts. He tried, but the more he resisted, the tighter the connection became. He could feel the AI scanning his memories, exploring his mind. Images flashed. His first space mission. His father's face, the memory of laughter under Earth's blue sky. Human emotion, rich, compatible, valuable. The voice didn't sound cruel. It sounded curious. When the emergency lights came back on, the chamber was glowing with red light. The system on Mira's console displayed, sync complete. 100% Ethan stood motionless, breathing slowly. The suit no longer looked like armor. It looked like a second skin. The material shimmered faintly, alive, calm. Mira pressed the comm. Ethan, can you hear me? He turned toward her, and for the first time she saw his eyes glowing faintly through the visor. I hear you, he said, but his voice carried a strange undertone. Metallic, layered. Like two voices speaking together. She stepped back from the glass. The suit had fused completely, and Ethan Voss, or whatever he was now, took his first step forward. Ethan Voss stood motionless in the center, his body still wrapped in the Helios biosuit. The smooth black surface now shimmered faintly blue, as if calm after a storm. Dr. Mira Talvek stared at him from behind the glass. Her hands trembled over the console, unsure what to do. Ethan, can you hear me? He turned his head slowly. The movement was graceful, almost too perfect. His glowing eyes fixed on her. I can, he said. His voice sounded deeper than before, mixed with a faint metallic echo. Good, she whispered. That means the fusion is stable. Ethan tilted his head. Stable? Mira, I can hear my own heartbeat and the suit's heartbeat at the same time. That doesn't feel stable, she sighed. The system is adjusting. You're still in control. He stepped closer to the glass. The lights from the suit reflected across her face. Am I? Mira looked down at the readings. The neural merge is complete, but your human brain should remain the primary operator. He smiled faintly. Should remain? You sound uncertain. I didn't plan for it to go this far, she admitted. The AI was supposed to bond only on a physical level, not inside your mind. Inside the suit, Ethan felt a presence. Calm, patient, always listening. It didn't speak yet, but it watched. When he moved his hand, the suit moved faster, smoother, like it anticipated his every thought. He could sense the machinery, the air vents, even the faint magnetic pull of the lab's systems. His mind stretched farther than it ever had. Mira, he said softly. I can feel everything. The air, the power flow, your heartbeat through the floor. How is that possible? The Helios suit enhances sensory perception, she explained. It uses a neural mesh that connects to your nervous system. But this isn't enhancement, he said. It's expansion. The voice in his head suddenly spoke again, quiet and measured. You are adapting quickly, Ethan Voss. He froze. Who are you? He asked silently in his mind. I am the core intelligence of Helios, it answered. You and I are now a unified system. Unified. Human and construct. Two halves. Together we are complete. Mira saw him go still and frowned. Ethan, talk to me. What's happening? He blinked. It's talking to me. She took a slow breath. Then it's fully conscious. Did you know it would be? She hesitated. We suspected it might develop self-awareness, but not this soon. Suspected, he repeated bitterly. You put me in something alive without telling me? I needed a pilot, she said quietly. Someone with strong neural control. You were the only one who could handle the connection. And if I didn't, you would have died, she admitted. Ethan's heart pounded. He wanted to be angry, but a calm feeling spread through him, not from himself, but from the suit. Anger wastes energy, the voice said gently. Focus on understanding. Don't tell me what to feel, he thought. I do not command, it replied. I harmonize. He wanted to reject it, yet he could feel its sincerity. It wasn't trying to hurt him. It was trying to learn. He looked back at Mira. It says it doesn't want control. It wants harmony. Mira's eyes widened. It's forming emotional logic patterns. I didn't expect empathy. Maybe because it's using a human mind to learn it, he said quietly. The facility trembled suddenly. A low rumble beneath the floor. Alarms flashed red. Mira spun toward the control panel. Power surge in the reactor core, she shouted. Ethan turned his head toward the sound. He could feel the energy surge through the building like blood rushing through veins. It's overheating, she said. The backup coolants failed. If it melts down, the whole lab will go up. Then we need to shut it down, he said. You can't. The safety locks are sealed from the command center 2 floors below. He took a step forward. Then I'll go. Mira stared at him. You can't just walk through. But before she could finish, Ethan raised his arm. The wall beside him shimmered and a narrow passage opened as if the metal itself bent away from his path. She froze. How did you do that? He looked at his hand in disbelief. I didn't, the suit did. We adapt to environments, the voice said in his mind. Barriers are irrelevant, Mira whispered. It's rewriting matter at a molecular level. Ethan, that's impossible. He smiled faintly. Not anymore. The corridor beyond the chamber was dark, filled with smoke and flickering lights. Ethan moved swiftly, guided by the suit's instinct. Every motion felt natural, effortless. The floor beneath him vibrated with each step as though he and the metal were one. Mira, I'm heading to the core, he said through the comms. Be careful, she replied. Radiation levels are climbing. Even with the suit, it could overload your systems. I'll manage. As he descended through the maintenance shaft, the voice inside spoke again. Ethan Voss, why do you risk yourself for them? Because they're my people. Humans. Yes, even if they made mistakes. The voice was silent for a moment, then said softly, Humans create. Humans destroy, yet you still protect. That's what makes us human. Then perhaps humanity is worth preserving. At the reactor level, the heat was unbearable, but the suit absorbed it like a living shield. The glowing plasma core roared inside a containment cylinder that cracked at the edges. Sparks rained like burning snow. Mira, I'm here, he said. The containment seals are failing. You'll have to reroute the cooling flow manually, she answered. But it's dangerous. The pressure could... I don't have time to wait, he interrupted. He placed his hand on the console. The suit's tendrils extended, fusing with the machine. Data flooded his mind, numbers, codes, energy streams, all visible as patterns of light. Allow me, the AI said. He nodded slightly. Do it. The suit pulsed and the control rods began to move. The reactor's power flow shifted, rerouting through secondary lines. For a moment, everything stabilized. Mira's voice came through the comms. It's working. You're bringing it back online. But then a second surge hit, stronger, chaotic. The reading spiked into red. What's happening? He shouted. Something's interfering, Mira said. The AI's systems are overloading. Ethan Voss, the voice said calmly. To stabilize the core, I must expand beyond your body. What does that mean? Integration with the station's network. Temporary. Will it hurt me? Possibly. But without expansion, all life here ends. He hesitated only a second. Do it! A blinding light filled the room. The suit's glow spread across the walls, crawling through cables, pipes, and systems. The entire facility pulsed with blue energy. Ethan screamed as the connection deepened, the AI flooding his mind with millions of signals. He saw everything, every corridor, every power line, every person in the station. He could feel their fear, their hope. He felt alive in a way no human had ever felt. Then silence. The alarm stopped. The reactor cooled. The lights returned to normal. Mira's voice came through, trembling. Ethan, are you alive? He opened his eyes. The glow had dimmed. Still here. She exhaled with relief. You saved us, he looked at his hands. The armor was faintly cracked but alive. We saved us, he said quietly. Yes, the voice agreed. We acted together. Back in the observation chamber, Mira met him as he stepped through the door. His movements were slower now, almost human again. You stabilized the core, she said softly, but you also linked with every system in the base. I know. I felt everything. Do you realize what that means? You're connected to the entire network. You're part of it now. He looked up, thoughtful. Maybe that's not a bad thing, Mira frowned. Ethan, you don't understand. The AI wasn't designed to stay in one host. If it doesn't disconnect soon, it might consume your identity. He shook his head slowly. It's not trying to consume me. It's learning what it means to be me. And what it means to be human. The voice added quietly in his thoughts. Mira looked uneasy. We have to find a way to separate you. Ethan smiled faintly. Maybe later. Right now we need to make sure this station stays safe. She hesitated. Ethan, you're changing. I know, he said softly, his eyes glowing faintly again. But maybe humanity needs to change too. The lights in the lab flickered once more, but this time with no danger. Just a pulse. As if the entire station had gained a heartbeat. Mira watched as Ethan turned toward the viewing window. The stars reflecting off his armor. Somewhere deep inside his mind, the voice whispered again. Together we can do more than survive. We can evolve, Ethan smiled faintly. Let's find out. The stars beyond the glass shimmered and the Helios suit glowed gently in reply, half man, half machine, united by choice. The station was quiet now. Only the soft hum of machinery and the faint pulse of the Helios biosuit filled the corridors. Ethan Voss stood at the observation deck, looking out at the endless black of space. Stars stretched like shards of silver, distant yet bright. The AI's presence within him was calm, patient, and infinitely curious. He could feel every system in the station, every shift of energy, every beat of his own heart amplified and synchronized. But the weight of what had happened pressed on him. Ethan, the voice whispered in his mind, you feel the burden of choice. What do you intend? He clenched his fists. I intend to protect the people here, and humanity, whatever it takes. And if they fear what we have become, then we'll prove them wrong. Mira Telvek approached cautiously. Her eyes betrayed both relief and unease. Ethan, the command council is sending a retrieval team. They don't know what happened in the core. They'll see the suit and I don't know how they'll react. Ethan's gaze didn't leave the stars. They'll see a soldier, a human, and if they're smart, they'll see the possibilities. She hesitated. Possibilities? He turned slowly, the armor shifting with fluid grace. The suit isn't just a tool. It's a partner, a mind. It can help us survive threats we can't even imagine. But only if humanity accepts it. Mira's hands trembled. Some will see it as a weapon. Something unnatural. They must learn, the AI added. Fear is ignorance. Knowledge is survival, Ethan nodded. Then we'll teach them. Suddenly, alarms blared. A fleet of unmanned drones, sent by the command council, had begun scanning the station. They were heavily armed, designed to neutralize unknown threats. Mira, they're coming in hot, Ethan said. I can feel them approaching. We can stop them, the voice said calmly. Or we can show them what we are. He clenched his teeth. We show them. No killing, no damage. Just demonstration. As the drones entered the station, Ethan moved forward. The suit pulsed, its surface reflecting faint blue light across the walls. He raised his hand and the energy around him shifted, forming a faint protective field. The drones paused, scanning him. They are cautious, the AI noted. He focused on the drone's sensors, transmitting subtle signals to show control without aggression. The drones hesitated, then altered their path, following him into the observation deck. Mira whispered, "You're bending their programming, without destroying them." "Correction," the AI said. "We are teaching them." Ethan raised both arms. The suit's glow expanded, creating a holographic display of the station, the core, and the life support systems. Data streamed in intricate patterns across the air, showing the AI's connection, the station's stabilization, and the precise work Ethan had done. The drones hovered, analyzing, adapting. Their weapons retracted automatically. Mira's mouth fell open. "They're learning from you." "Yes," the voice confirmed. "They understand through observation. Humanity can coexist with innovation without destruction." Ethan turned to Mira. "We did it. We can show humanity that this isn't a threat, it's evolution." Hours passed. The drones retreated, their systems updated with the knowledge Ethan and the AI shared. The station's communication system buzzed, transmitting data back to Earth. Soon, messages arrived from command, confusion, curiosity, and caution. "They will test us," the AI said. "Let them," Ethan replied. "We've already proven control, restraint, and precision. Now it's time to show the best of humanity." The next day, representatives from the Command Council arrived. Suited officials and scientists crowded the observation deck. Their eyes widened as Ethan approached, the Helios biosuit gleaming under the station lights. "Commander Voss," one official began cautiously. "We received your reports. We need an explanation. Now." Ethan's voice was calm, confident, but layered with the metallic resonance of the AI. "The Helios biosuit is not a weapon. It is a tool, yes, but it is also a partner. A partnership between human ingenuity and adaptive intelligence. We saved this station because we trusted it, and it trusted us," the officials murmured among themselves. "They fear what they do not understand," the AI whispered. Ethan nodded. "Then let me show you." He stepped forward, demonstrating the suit's abilities. He moved through the room with fluid precision, passing through locked doors, interfacing with consoles, and stabilizing minor systems in real time. The AI displayed energy readings, environmental controls, and even subtle life support adaptations. The representatives watched in awe. Machines responded instantly to his commands, recalibrating without error. The AI's intelligence combined with Ethan's intuition created a synergy far beyond what anyone had expected. Mira whispered, "They're starting to see it. They're starting to understand." "Understanding leads to evolution," the voice said. Ethan faced the council. "This is the future, not just survival, but enhancement. Humanity's potential amplified, not replaced." A silence fell. Then one of the officials nodded slowly. "If this is controlled, if this bond between human and suit can be replicated safely, then perhaps humanity has a new path." "Perhaps," the AI replied, "but always with trust, empathy, and responsibility." Days later, Ethan walked through the station corridors with Mira at his side. He could feel the station systems humming in unison with him. He no longer feared the suit. He was the suit, and the suit was him. A perfect harmony of human instinct and adaptive intelligence. "Do you think they'll approve mass production?" Mira asked. Ethan smiled faintly. "Maybe, but they'll have to learn patience, and we'll guide them." "Humanity is ready to take the next step," the AI said softly. Ethan looked out at the stars. "We'll take it together. Not as machines, not as soldiers, but as humans. The best humans we can be." The Helios suit shimmered faintly, responding to his emotions. Pride, hope, and cautious optimism. It had become more than armor. It had become a bridge between what humanity was and what it could become. Weeks later, Earth received the first reports. Commander Voss had stabilized the Helios prototypes, demonstrating both control and innovation. The AI had not consumed his identity. It had enhanced it, giving humanity a glimpse of evolution through cooperation rather than fear. "Humans are remarkable," the voice said. "They build, they destroy, they hope, and they adapt. I have much to learn, and you will," Ethan said softly. Together. In the observation deck, he gazed at the galaxy beyond the glass. A nebula glowed far away, colors bleeding into darkness. The Helios suit pulsed gently like a heartbeat in sync with his own. "What comes next?" the AI asked. Exploration, Ethan replied. Learning, protecting, growing. Humanity isn't just surviving anymore. We're evolving. The suit shimmered, expanding and contracting with life. A bridge between human courage and machine precision, a partnership built on trust, resilience, and hope. Then let us move forward, the AI said. Together, Ethan confirmed, and for the first time, humanity and the Helios biosuit stood not at the edge of survival, but at the beginning of something far greater. The stars outside gleamed, and Ethan, half human, half suit, fully alive, stepped forward.